Hey, Rue. So the thing about this park is that it used to be like wood, like it didn't used to be this colorful. It was like all wood and metal, and it had like those slides where if you slid down, it's like you got a skin graft. It was very not safe. But I think it was after we moved out of the apartments and into our new house, that's when they started changing things. But I guess for the better, you know, why not? But yeah, and even when I was in high school, me and my friends after church would come here and just, you know, kind of hang out and talk about the service and about life. And I think it was like our junior and senior years we would hang out here. But even before then, me and my dad and my mom would come here and just play and all that jazz. Yeah. Fun fact about this park, for those of you who've seen Overcomer, this is the place where someone called me ugly, not to my face, but that one section of the flashback. That was a true story. I remember I was, they had like really interesting like monkey bars over there, and I just remember I was making friends with this girl, and I was so nervous. I'm an introvert, and like stepping out and like making friends at the park was like, oh wow, that's crazy. I forget how old I was. It was when that was still there, so I think I was maybe 12 or 13, I think. And so I'm hanging out with her and I'm asking questions, and I don't remember like a conversation, but then I remember one of her friends, this guy comes up and he's like, hey, you want to go over here and play or something? I don't remember. But then, so I'm just sitting on the monkey bar. It's like, okay, bye, see ya, nice seeing you. And she walks away with his friend, and then, what did he say? He said, who is that? She's like, I don't know, some girl I just met. And he's like, that girl looks ugly. And I was like, what? Why would you say that? I was hurt, and I left the monkey bars and I went up. It's not here anymore, so I can't show you, but it was like, it was right, there was a slide that was like right there. It was all wood, and there was like this little hut. It was like a covered slide. It was really cool. It looked like a castle. Anyway, so I'm sitting there at the base of it, like right before the slide, and I was just like, I was sad. I was so sad. And then my dad finds me, and he comes up, and he's like, hey, are you okay? And just like, no. He's like, why? It's like, well, this guy said it was ugly. And my dad was like, I'm so sorry that he said that to you. You're not ugly. I think you're beautiful. And that made me feel better, because I was mature enough as a 12-year-old, interesting enough, to know that like he doesn't know me. I mean, I had my hair natural and I had no makeup on, you know, like, you know, I was a 12-year-old, like I didn't know all that stuff. I was going through puberty at the time. Give me a break. That kind of affected me a little bit, as you could tell from Overcomer. But yeah, that was a true story. But I've gotten, golly, stupid fly. I've gotten over it. So I feel hot. Like I'm a babe. Like you should see me in my bridesmaid's dress at my best friend's wedding. I was drop dead gorgeous. This was around the time where I was still living at the apartments, where I just remembered that, I forget what year, I think it was like either 2006 or 2007. It was before we moved to our house that I went to my first ever concert, like ever. It was super chick. It was for my 11th birthday, so it was probably 2007. It was my first concert. It was super chick. It was like, oh my gosh. And I brought my friend Kaylee, and I think she was my first like legit friend in Michigan. So she was a pastor's kid, I was a pastor's kid, and we would just, you know, by default hang around each other all the time, because I would like go to church with my folks all the time. Like we had 4 services at the time at our old venue, and I would just have to stay because my mom was on worship and then my dad was a pastor, and so I would just stay there, and I didn't mind. I actually loved it. So me and Kaylee would just hang out like all the time, and so it's like, oh yeah, I'll have her come with me. And so then we hung out, and it was really cool, and I got to meet the band. And but then this was back in the time where my anxiety was really bad, and so all of a sudden I had this raging headache and my chest was tight and I felt like garbage, and I think Kaylee went home. I don't know, it was for my birthday and it was like a birthday party or something, and I feel so bad because like I felt like garbage. Like I wanted to just like I don't understand it, but I think she went home, and that was a really common occurrence. I think my time at the apartment, I think the first few years I lived here, I had horrible anxiety attacks and horrible headaches, and I didn't know like what the cause was or anything, and it was really interesting to look back on that now and be like, wow, yeah, that was bad. That was really, really bad. But praise God, I've grown out of that, you know? Like I can take authority over my anxieties and like, no, you don't belong here. But even when I did have those horrible like anxiety attacks, I still remember the good times before and after that, you know? Anxiety doesn't last forever, so it's been good. Honestly, the older version of this park was vastly superior to this one. There was like there used to be like a tire course, like right, whatever. It was somewhere there, and it started from one side of the park all the way to the end, and me and my brother would like time each other to see like, and I always won, of course, since I was older and I was more agile. But whatever. But it was fun. I really loved that side of the park where it was just old and wooden, and it's very nostalgic, but at least I can remember that now, so I don't forget. Hey, guess what? I'm moving to Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm going to Rama. Be excited for me. Game time. Oh God. Dude, I have one hand. Ah, jeez. Oh no, this isn't gonna work. Ah! Dang it. Okay. We had our time at the park. Now it's time. Let's go to church! Yay! There are a lot of memories at that church. I will tell you what. 995 Romance Road was where my church, Valley Family Church, held their services for a number of years until they got their new building in, I think, 2008. All those memories there in elementary school and middle school especially. Okay, apparently they're constructing like everything. I did not know they were gonna do this today. So here's what I'm thinking. Ah man, I wanna be here! We'll see what we can do. I wonder if I can just park on the side of the road in this neighborhood. Okay, I think I found a spot in a neighborhood right next to it. So we're gonna walk and maybe try and find a place where we can walk around. I don't even know if anyone's working in that building today. Let's see what happens. Strolling down Romance. No biggie. I made it inside. They changed it a lot, but I made it inside. I'm so excited. I just want to get this on camera that I'm about to start crying. There's a lot of memories here, like on the stage. Even though it looks like completely different, like, I mean, the setup looks very familiar. The stage looks very familiar. They changed the carpet and a little bit of the stage setup, but like a big chunk of my life was spent in this building. It's insane. I'm probably not gonna come back. You know, this is it. This is it. Oh boy. Okay. Can I turn the lights on? Here, let me just like this is gonna be the kicker. More lights. This is crazy. Again, things have like changed a lot, but like there used to be like poles coming from the ceiling and they had like TVs on them. I remember they had Guitar Hero. Guitar Hero was like the game to play when we were middle school. I rocked out to SOS all the time. And then there was a pool table right here. Right here, there was a pool table. And maybe they probably blocked it up with that thing. I think it was that one. Yeah, it's that one. But there was a pool table here, and me and my guy friends were playing pool. And I think one of them shot the ball too hard and dented the wall. And it's like, oh, that'd be a memory here forever. But I think they fixed it, you know, after 10 years or so. You find these mistakes and you fix them. But that's crazy. God, so many memories here. So many middle school crushes. There's so many tables in here. We did not have these many tables. Back in my day, we didn't have tables. We had stools, and there was a snack bar right here. There used to be this huge bar, I think. Yeah, I think there was a bar, and there was candy, and there was soda, and you can buy whatever you want. And when I had spare cash, I was all up on that snack bar, let me tell you what. And again, we had like 4 services. So I would be in here all the time, and I would always be early because my dad would be early. And I didn't mind it. I loved being in here. This was like the only time I would socialize because I was homeschooled. And so all of my time with my friends was on a Sunday morning and Sunday night. And God, it's insane. It's insane that I'm in here again. It's been years. It's been years. I think I was here 6th and 7th grade. Yeah, man, it was great. I was one of the guys, like, in this season. Like, I didn't know how to communicate with girls, I guess. I don't know what my problem was, but I hung out with Camden, Austin, Parker, Brad. There were a couple other guys. Then there were a couple other girls I talked with. Like, I think I talked with, and various others that kind of went in and out of my life, but this was like the start. I mean, once 8th grade rolled around, that's when like relationships started to, well, no, actually that's a lie. At the end of middle school, it was really bad because I was terrified of high school, and like freshman year high school sucked. I remember that, but this was my middle school years, and even though it was awkward, it was still a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Okay, I'm ready to move on and turn off these lights because I'm probably cranking up their electricity bill. My dad's first office was in that hallway, and it was like a really nice office, and so all the pastors were in there, and I would spend like Easter weekends where they were like really long, and we'd bring like the small TV in and the GameCube, and I'd play Animal Crossing. I'd play Animal Crossing for hours as the Easter services went on. Along with that, Camden and Kaylee, who were also other pastors' kids, we would hang out in that hallway, and we would like have Nerf fights. We had Nerf guns, and we're just like pew pew pew. Yeah, it was We were kids. It was crazy. It was insane. I loved it. Me and Kaylee would get in this elevator all the time and just screw around, go up and down. Okay, I'm gonna go back down now. Okay, we had a quick potty break, and some food that was probably not meant for a girl with a sore throat to ingest. And we're off to our next destination, which is my old house.